Prime one-on-one, but when Megatron says gang up, Thundercracker gangs!
Welcome back to the Tidium here. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with the Deformation Space Crimson Wings, the DS-01 blue version. This is their take on Thundercracker, and overall a pretty good figure. Pretty much exactly what we got with the Starscream. I like it. I like its size, scale, aesthetic, and all of that to it. It does have a couple of hang-ups, a couple of issues here and there, but overall, I think it's a great figure. I did get this at ShowZ. You can get your theirs too. I'll link down below where you can get yours, but it was nice of them to include these extra parts, the cover pieces. We'll talk about all this coming up. Here's the package. As you can see, this does not have Thundercracker on it. It's got Starscream. So they're offering a lower price point, but still a pretty premium figure. So I guess they're saving on the package, but this package feels very, very premium. Just really nice feel to the package. It's nice artwork, reflective. It feels very nice, but again, doesn't have Thundercracker on the package. All right, since I'm going to basically be reviewing the same figure over and over with different colors, I just kind of figured I want to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to start with the alt mode on this, and I did get in a hurry transforming it into alt mode because I've done it before and I thought, oh, it's no big deal. I can just do it. And I had a couple of issues. First of all, well, they all stem from this one piece here that I forgot to fold over, and just like, oh, I've done this before, it's no big deal, and I've got one little small thing. Now, with that, the landing gear didn't actually support it, which they do now, and, well, sort of. And that was an issue, and I could probably tuck this up underneath here a little bit better. But the other thing was that it left a big gap right here, so that one little piece makes all the difference in making this thing slimmer and sleeker and all that kind of stuff. Now, as for the null rays, you can have either configuration that you want, and I prefer this longer configuration, but I'll kind of show you what it looks like with both of them on. So kind of here's how it looks with this one here, with the shorter one, and I mean, some people might like that. I personally don't, actually. I like the longer ones. I do think it looks better with a longer one, and I just don't see the need to transform. But it's nice that they did it to make it more look, I guess, more accurate. I don't know if it's screen accurate or just real world accurate. But anyhow, I'm going to leave mine long. So let's pop this guy off here, and then how you transform it is you kind of, it's kind of tight. There's little tabs right here. You need to wiggle them out. Let me look at what I'm doing here. And then you're gonna fold these up, and then it's just gonna kind of flip around and then collapse it back in, close it up the way you unlocked it, and now that makes it the longer one. So that's how I like it, that's how I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna stick with that look. Now let's have a look at this guy, and it does look really nice. That is a nice looking blue. It's definitely Thundercracker, and so looking great right there. It's nice red and white stripe right there. There is some sort of carryover. I don't know why that's like that. And you don't notice things like this on Starscream, but they do have to paint some areas, and some areas are not going to be painted, and some of the colors. So the color breakup in bot mode, I think, is exactly why you see those kinds of issues. The bottom is pretty clean, and this one, just like with the Starscream, for whatever reason, this does not tab together as well as I would have liked it to. It doesn't hold tabs together, so there's notches holding it in. So anyway, maybe it'll hold together now that I've kind of messed with it for a second, but still, overall, pretty clean, pretty sleek, pretty awesome. I mean, you're always gonna have some kibble on the bottom. That's just the way it's gonna be. The back looks pretty clean, and I bumped this. I don't like this. I don't like that these aren't smooth, and that's one way Takara does win with the whole thing looking smooth on this, but still, like, that's the worst part of this mode, is that these are there's 3 hinges on that. So anyway, still with it, it looks great all over, all around for an alt mode. And I did have one other issue, and I was just trying to point out any issue that I had. At the end of the day, it's not the end of the world, but these little flappy pieces here that fold back and forth, one of them wouldn't fold forward all the way. It felt like it was going to break. So I just kind of went back and forth with it until finally it eased into it. So I never want to push something, like if it feels like it's going to break, you want to see if you're doing it right or if you're doing it wrong and all that kind of stuff. But the other one went fine, so it just was another tolerance, small tolerance to you. I'm sure it had to do with the paint that was on it, but still, great looking alt mode. Let's see what it looks like in comparisons. So I like using the Fans Toys Jabber over here because I feel like they're about the same transformation. And then this one here is not much more fun either, but anyhow, this is the X-Transbots lock. So kind of how they look together. And from a little higher shaky cam angle, yeah, that's kind of how they look. If you've got these in your collection, then you kind of have an idea how big this guy is. To get us into the transformation, a few things that we're going to need to do. Let's start by closing up this. And I guess I'll just do I already did the bot to alt mode. Now it's alt mode to bot. And then won't worry about doing it in the third one, so there won't be a need for it. So what we're going to do, first thing you want to do is just open up these wings. And do I have this zoomed in or something? Okay, because I feel like it's really close. All right, open up the wings, open up this right here, and get that untabbed and out of the way. We can go ahead and fold these pieces up on the wings just so we have more working space. And then all of this, we want to disconnect this area here and start getting that out of the way. Lift up on these, and then we can disconnect this. It's not really that necessary to disconnect it at this point, but the whole goal here is to start moving this and getting stuff out of the way so we can build the legs back up. So coming over here, we can fold this out and fold this out so that when we start to move this up, we can get all this out of the way. Now this is where like a lot of things happened all at once. Let me get this up a little higher. So this is where we started to compress this down, and you're gonna end up folding this past that, but open this up, and start folding this past that, and undoing everything we've just done, transforming it into this mode, of course. So, and all of the flipping stuff on the top, we're gonna get to later. I think building the legs is kind of the most important right now at this point. So we're going to have to fold all of this good stuff here up. Am I going in the right direction here? I hope I'm going in the right direction. This one is going to fold around. This is going to fold in. This is going to fold. And this is going to fold. Like so. Okay. Now it's starting to remember how it works. It's a lot of fun stuff. And then we're going to put that all into here. And then this whole little assembly is going to fold in on itself. And this flap folds up. And then it's in the leg. And then, let's see. You see there's a slider here. If you remember that slider. So we're going to effectively utilize that slider now. This is that piece that held me up, transforming it to alt mode. Now it goes back. Put all this into here. And close up that. And let's see about getting this piece putting back into place. You got all of these blue pieces in here. They got to rock. You got to rock them back into place. And then this rocks up, and it's the heel. Now finishing with the foot, you got to find, opening this heel piece up, that's kind of an ankle rocker. You got to find this perfect spot where it, okay, you close the toe, and the perfect spot is right here. Right there, that closes the toe back up. And this is one of those transformations that you have to have certain parts perfect or it won't work. Or if you make it work, you're breaking it. So you don't want to break this bad boy. You can lift that kind of up out of the way. All right, let's see about the other leg. Knees. So one leg's good, more or less. All right, everything done again. All this is spread out. We are going to foldaroo that piece, fold this in on itself. We're going to fold, and then fold that over, and then this folds up, and then it all rotates. Why is it not rotating? rotates on this piece. There it goes. And we're going to, with everything out of the way, fold this back up, get it into its position. This piece folds back. So I guess this little piece here also folds, and it just did it on its own on the other side. Sometimes I guess I get lucky like that. I'm going to slide this down, moving all this into place. Fold this up. And again, with those blue pieces right here are going to fold forward. It's like a double blue hinge. Okay, it's all blue, dark blue. Okay, I guess I could see that getting confusing. Tab that into place so that works. This actually needs to come out just a little bit so it's not going to be sitting there with a big old gap. This is going to rock into place, but then it's going to come out of place so that you could put this with this ankle rocker. We're going to fold this up. This toe is going to fold in on itself, and we're going to find the sweet spot, which it seemed to work right there. Come on, tab it. There it goes. And foot in place. And this is not tabbed all the way. Let's tab this all the way. Okay, well, we got legs more or less done. This goes in there. There's a bit of a gap here I'm going to have to work on, and I'm sure it has to do with this blue thing. Well, let's see what's going on. Work on that just a little bit. Now, working on the top and the front. This is going to be a lot of more fun stuff. Okay, so let's push from the back. Put your finger to the back. You're pushing this section here up. We're folding it all over again like we did before. And then, so we get it up into this position so that we can rotate this around like so. It's going to kind of tuck in between the arms for now. And then we're going to do all of this rotating and stuff, but we have to try to, okay, let's tuck this piece down in before we start moving all this moving. That goes down in there. Now, we have a lot of repositioning of the arms, repositioning of all of these pieces and all of that, but we have to move this whole mechanism around. So again, we're going to close up this part up top, and then we're going to basically fold all the arms and wings and all this stuff up and over sort of at the same time. And it helps if, let's just do one at a time here. If we could get, there we go. That one's going. And then this other one, alter that just slightly. Then we can get this to where this one's going. And it's all working. And you don't want to scratch paint and all that good stuff as you're doing all of this. Now we can move it that way to get it the rest of the way. Fold this piece down underneath. Yes, it is a fiddly transformation. I'll say that again. And probably not the most fun. But anyway, here we go. Now we're sort of positioned back to where we can get them back into bot mode. Now, might as well just build the butt. It is his glute day, so let's get that intact so we can feel like we've gotten somewhere with it. And this piece, I didn't show pushing it back up, but it pushed back up the waist piece kind of back in place. So we can just get all that secured. And as we keep going up, building up, we can see what we're doing and how it's going. Now we got to move the arms from the inside to the outside. So how we basically do that, let's push this forward a little bit, and we're going to bring this out. And then we're going to rotate on this joint. So I'm over here struggling because I forgot that this is one more little piece that we tabbed into place, and it was getting in the way of this whole rotation. So, which the rotation still isn't easy, but It's going to be better now that that's out of the way, so now you can rotate this. And you've got the arm on the outside. So, one more small, tiny little thing that's causing issues with the transformation on this. Again, to have perfect in both modes, it's kind of a requirement here to have some of this silly stuff. And in all of this floundering that I'm doing, the other one came loose, which was nice, very nice. This one here came loose, so I should have started on that side. That would have made things so much easier. Get the arms up out of the way so we can rotate. And you have to have it sort of flat to rotate it. Let's see about getting this completely out of the way here. There we go. There we go. Now to move up to finish the rest of this, we can kind of put that in place. So there we go. We're getting closer. We do have these pieces here to tuck down as fillers, and we're going to have more fillers coming around the side here. We've got to deal with this nose cone now. So the nose cone's more flippity floppity stuff going on. And open this piece here up, disconnecting this, which this disconnects better than the first one. That was impossible to get off, it seemed like. So then we can sort of want to open these a little bit, and then we want to move this out. It's gonna slide out of there. Then we're gonna separate the tip. Oh, come on. And then, of course, we fold in the tip like so. Fold in the tip like so. So we're going to bring out the head, and then we're going to have to do a lot of flipping around. So that's the fun part here. Let's get this like so. And where is the flipping joint? Flipping joint. Flipping joint is right here. So we're going to put the head sort of back into it a bit as we flip this piece around. We want to clear all of that without breaking anything, of course. Easier said than done. There it goes. There it goes. Now we're going to do the big head reveal where we rotate the whole head out and all of that, tucking this piece in here and rotate. And then it starts to just starts to kind of align itself from this point. But you want to make sure everything fits, and I think this has to be at a slight angle like that so everything will fit into there. And we bring this piece up, we fold this in, and let me make sure everything's aligned just right to fit into there, into this cavity. I think there's a slight amount of tolerance to this that you can just handle because of the fact that once you start pushing it together, if it's not aligned just right, it will start to align just right. And then getting it like that. Now we got to bring the fun arms over using this joint to kind of give it a little bit to the back. Now we can kind of flip them around, and this piece, now there is some movement past that, and get the pile out of the way so that we can get that in there. And usually it's easier to go to bot mode. What's going on here, my friend? And then same thing on this other side. We can use this little joint here to bring the arm over. Get this aligned. This back piece here aligned right. Come on, line up. There it is. And then we're going to bring the shoulder piece over. There, we're getting closer. And then push the pile back now, or not pile, whatever those are. The air intakes, that piece, and fold this. It has to go past this, under, up and over and under, and then we tab it all in at the chest. Getting close to perfection here. Got a little bit more work to do on this guy. Mostly just get the wings in place and the hands out. And I'm going to tab these in a little bit better right here. Not sure why that didn't tab in as well as it should. And that there. Basic hand stuff. And I'm going to go around and I'm just going to tab them in real good everywhere. And then make sure he's in good shape. And then we're going to take a look at him in bot mode. Okay, so here he is in his bot mode, and looks good. This looks exactly like what you'd expect. Now, there's a couple of things that are going to be a little bit different on this one than on the first one, the Starscream, and that's with these back pieces. So when you first get them out of the box, I do want to point out that, I don't know, I'm pretty sure Starscream came like this, but the wings are up, and that's, for whatever reason they ship it like that. Maybe it's going to secure the wings better or something, but you just simply put them down. It's just part of the transformation. It's no big deal, but just wanted to kind of point that part out. And then I've already put this one on here. So I do want to show, once you put that on, it's kind of hard to get off. So once you put the wing filler or cover on, you got to kind of put this in here and put something right here, because this is where that piece is, and pop it off. So it was really hard the first couple of times, and I think that I have kind of worn it out, but let's show how to put these pieces on here. Here is this tab that goes into that hole, and that's the same hole that would use for your null ray or your laser ray part. Goes right in there. Same thing on the other side. There's the tab, there's the hole, and you slide it on there. And it's a nice fit, it looks good once this is done. And that, I haven't popped this one up that much, so this was a little looser than that one, so getting that one off is going to probably be a pain in the butt. Here we go with putting this back piece here on. You want to lift those up. So basically what's going to happen is this is going to slide in here like so. And then now with that, it doesn't feel like a perfect fit. And I did hear that maybe another company made this for this one. I'm pretty sure the Deformation Space or whoever's actually behind this did it. So it looks good. Sliding this piece slides over like this. And that looks amazingly good from the back. Just super clean, super duper cleaned up from the back. I love the way that looks. And so with that, the extra parts, just outstanding. Just outstanding. Again, it does look a little bit gappy. If I can kind of put the camera up a little bit gappy right here. And I'm sure if I figure out a way, I could tighten that little bit of a gap up for it. But aside from that, the extra pieces are fantastic. They make it look so much better, so much cleaner from the back. So let's get into looking at articulation. And it's kind of fun, since I have had the Starscream for a bit, that I can relate to some of this. So left, right, up and down, ball joint kind of stuff on the head. And he does have these springy action there, which is kind of cool. Frictioned out this way, and very loose friction on this one. So here is, you push that back, you can go all the way around with that. Shoulder, you got the bicep swivel. You do have a double jointed elbow. And with the hands, they look amazing. They're just great. You got this double jointed thumb. Well, it's got everything you need. 2 joints on it, plus you have a ball joint at the base, which is outstanding for a hand. And then each finger is individually articulated with 2 points, 2 points of articulation on it. So, well, technically 3 points, but man, that looks nice. And then moving down, we do have the ab crunch, but it breaks the sculpt. That it does break the sculpt. And then you can flip the flaps up. You can get frictioned out to the side, and it holds okay. I could probably get him to stand on one foot if I tried, but you go to the Ford ratcheted front and back, but it doesn't go very far back, and it's not really that big of a deal. You do have the universal thigh joint right there, and you got a double jointed knee giving you all of that, and you have, as you saw with your transformation, how we built the toe right there. So one more thing I want to show about these hands is that you can get such a natural looking pose because the hands are so well articulated, and they look really good too. They look like real fingers to a point, but you can have it go out a bit and in a little bit, and then you have 1, 2, 3 points of articulation on the thumb. It is an opposable thumb. You can give it the thumbs up, and then with the fingers, they are all separately articulated, and they have 2 additional points of articulation in that hand. So that really looks good. Of course, if you need any, pretty much all the Masterpiece stuff will fit into there. So really great looking hands, and you can get that good point. I just want to carefully do that off screen, but you can get that point going on, and you can make it look like kind of like a real hand, like the thumb. Really good job with the hands, I believe. So I did say there's some negatives, and one of the biggest negatives is this flat matte paint chipping, and I'm not sure if it's showing up on here, but there's paint chip here, right here. Now I'm not sure. I mean, I kind of tried to see if it was something, maybe, I don't know, maybe I can do something to resolve that, but it's not horrible, and actually from this distance you probably don't even see it even on the camera, so that's an issue. I did have some paint issues on the inner square right here, so the paint issue is a thing. This shoulder's a little bit floppy, and I've been hearing that from a few people that they've kind of had that problem with the floppy shoulder. I really think this could be fixed with some resolved. See, this side, it's not that bad. Could be resolved. And then, really, aside from that, that's really the only issues I've had with this thing. I think it's a great looking figure, and it's pretty solid. It works. It gets the job done. The transformation, of course, isn't that fun, but I did want to kind of point those issues out with the paint and all of that. Talking about the faces here, he does come with a couple of different faces, and I think I'm going to go with a smile. I think they're all the same as Starscream's, except they're in a different cast and a different color. So you just pop the old one off, put the new one in, and everything sounds simple till the camera's rolling, but there it is, popped in there, and that's a pretty nice looking face. Now, I think that would work for Thundercracker the most, and so I should have just put that one in there. But then there's the one he already originally had this whole time, the Starscream smirk, all of that. But Starscream's face is a little bit darker. Like, look at them side by side. This is a little bit lighter of a look. So anyway, I think they're all the same faces. I think it's really pretty much the exact same figure, just different colors. So what time is it? Midnight? 5 in the afternoon? No, it's comparison time. Yes, it is. So we're going to go ahead and compare these. And I want to do something. This is going to be a fun comparison because, first of all, this is the first one that came out. It's Starscream. It's the same exact mold. It's pretty much everything's the same about it. So not really anything different, except for the fact that I actually have the back pieces, the back fillers. And so they look good together as a team. But when you turn them around, you can see how much better it looks, how much cleaner it looks with this little add-on kit that they include for free. They were going to charge $20 a piece, and they decided to go ahead and include it for free, which kind of makes me think they didn't get this made by some other third-party company. So looking at that, you can tell a huge difference before and after on this. And I got his kit coming, but it is going to cost me $20. So that's okay, because it looks so much better. Adding some MP36 into the mix, and I think that scales absolutely perfectly. They're about a head shorter than the MP36 Megatron. That is perfect in my opinion. I think that looks beautiful. That looks amazing on the shelf. So tuned, yet I still like this glistening real world look, but it feels cartoon all around. I always picture him shining in the cartoon anyway. Looks amazing. I like the way that looks. So let's see what happens if you throw a Takara in there. No, don't get me wrong. I like the Takara Starscream also. I think he's too small, and yes, the color after having this guy in hand, the color is a little bit too dark, but overall, still a pretty good figure. And if it was a little bit bigger, I'd like it more. But I think these win. I think these really do win. This model, the size, the scale, the aesthetic, it wins. Let's get a little bit of Deformation Paradise in here. Oh wait, Fans Paradise? No, Robot Deformation. Okay, anyway, Soundwave. Yeah, looks good together. I mean, all of this scales well, very appropriate in my opinion. So as for the comparison to the Make Toys, now I don't have the Make Toys Thundercracker, so I just have the Make Toys Starscream. So looking at them side by side, there are some pluses and minuses to each one of these. Now, first off, the plus to obviously this one here is the contour of the legs look a little bit better than kind of some of the kibble that they left on there to make the transformation a little more simplified. And it's a little bit cleaner all over. This one's cleaner all over. But this one here does have that shiny metallic paint job that we talked about on Friday. So looking at this, this does have quite a sheen to it that the flat matte doesn't have. So with all of that, there are some good things still about the Make Toys. The Make Toys was the reigning king for so long, for quite a while, beating even out Takara. So now with all the new competition in town, Make Toys is still a nice looking option. So this has been my look at the Deformation Space Crimson Wings Blue version, Thundercracker version with the free wing upgrade kit. Figure looks amazing from every angle. The blue is right spot on. The upgrade kit matches. Everything I love about the Starscream is here. The aesthetic, the look, the feel. It feels pretty quality. You could tell it's a little bit cheaper because of course it's got the price point and all of that. But there are a few downside with the paint blemishes. I got a few. They're not many and they're not noticeable on a shelf from a few feet away. They're only noticeable when you're examining it real close up front. If I did get this to Show Z, you can get yours there too. I'll have a link down below where you can get your Thundercracker from Deformation Space. This is my set. I look forward to their Skywarp and the set will be complete. Then we'll see what they do about possible Coneheads. There's no word on that just yet, but we'll see in the future. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you like this figure? Which set are you in? Are you sticking with your old Takaras? Are you sticking with your Takara 2.0? Are you sticking with Takara 3.0? Are you going all that? Or are you in on these? Just be nice to know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Tardarium Hanger out.
Decepticons!